Hi, my name is JJ. In case you're new here, I make videos about coding and tech-related content. If you're interested, please subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Today, I want to talk about my journey into software engineering, which is a little bit unconventional, but hopefully you can still relate and that I can inspire one of you out there to take those first steps to get into software engineering. And for that matter, it doesn't have to be just software engineering. It can be any industry that you like, but hopefully you can relate to the story that I have. So let's talk about it. So my first experience in programming or computer science was the AP Computer Science class in high school. I took that, I think, sophomore year, and our teacher, he didn't have any programming experience, but he wanted to expose us to this matter. And since he couldn't really teach a lot of it, we had to self-teach ourselves. I didn't have that great of a skill, and I don't know why I still end up taking the AP test, but I got a 1. And that felt like kind of a bummer, but I knew going into the test that I probably wasn't gonna get a good score, but a 1, So, but I thought once I go to college, the professors will be, they'll have more experience, and I'll be older and be able to self-teach a little better. So when I got into the University of Washington, or as we call it, UW, I took the first 2 computer science weed-out courses, CSE 142 and 143. I ended up not getting a good grade in CSE 142, and I dropped CSE 143 in the middle of the quarter. And this took me back to the AP Computer Science days in high school. I was quite bummed. I didn't really have that many excuses now that my professors and my TAs were able to teach at a reasonable level. So, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, is this something that I really want to go down? And I thought, yes, I still want to. So I found another major called informatics at the UW, and they shared the same CSE 142 prerequisite. So spring quarter, freshman year, I put all my eggs in that basket. I retook CSE 142 and applied to informatics and ended up getting in. So sophomore year started off really well. I was surrounded by like-minded people in the informatics major, which turned out to be a great fit. I won't go too deep into the major, but it's very human-centric, using information and technology to help society and people. At this point, I still wasn't sure if I wanted to go into software engineering, so this major was very good that it could expose me to a lot of different concentrations, including user experience, mobile app development, cybersecurity, and of course, software engineering. I took a lot of different courses, and I figured out what I liked and I didn't like, and as I took more programming classes in the major, including data structures and algorithms, I gained more confidence that I could go into software engineering. Like I said earlier, the ability to self-teach is a very important skill for software engineers. Although I didn't have this when I took AP Computer Science, this changed when I took iOS development my junior year. So in this class, our lecturer intentionally wanted the class to feel like industry. So he kept the assignments mostly open-ended and gave opportunities for us to add flair to the assignments. And in order to do that, you had to do some more Googling on topics that was covered in class. And when I was trying to look for help online on different Swift concepts, and Swift is the programming language for iOS development, I found that I would Google questions and find answers that weren't relevant, or there was a lot of jargon to sift through to find the right answer, or an answer that was on Stack Overflow didn't really apply to the problem that I was having. And I'm sure a lot of software engineers have ran into this problem. And so over time, over that quarter, I started to gain a better understanding of Swift and fine-tune my questions on Google so that I could find more relevant Stack Overflow posts and find the answers that I needed. And I could see the progress from the beginning to the end of the quarter, where by having a better foundational understanding of Swift and asking the right questions on Google, I was able to find my answers quicker on Stack Overflow. And there was some kind of aha moment or a gratification that if I didn't understand something or I needed help, I could go to Google, input my question, and find a relevant answer or post within the first 3 couple search queries, which is not something that I experienced at the beginning of the quarter. So the ability to self-teach, again, when there's a combination of having a good foundation in the concept that you're looking for so that you can ask the right questions. And so as that built over the quarter and I was able to fine-tune my questions a little better, I could find better Stack Overflow posts. And that is something that I really learned over that quarter. Fast forward to my senior year, I was the TA or teacher's assistant for the same lecturer that I had when I took iOS development. And during his day job, he worked as an industry professional and he worked at a company that I was interested. We talked. He was able to introduce me to 2 recruiters at the company. I went through the initial recruiting screen, got the coding challenge, and finished with the loop interview on site. And I ended up getting the job as an SDU1. So hopefully you learned something new today and my journey into software engineering is somewhat relatable. I know I left out some parts for this video's sake. If you have any more questions, give this video a like, comment down below your questions, and subscribe for new content coming soon. See you in the next one.